The FX Impact has very much become like the AR-15 of the small bore PCP airgun world, in the sense that there are so many aftermarket parts for it, and there's so many ways that you can customize it, that there's a lot of variety out there, and one impact can look completely different to another and have a completely different purpose to another. And it's made the gun very, very interesting, and there's many, many aftermarket parts out there that I've actually reviewed in the past in my gear updates. Like for example, I've made videos of the Picatinny rail extender from Utah Airguns. I've made videos of the large capacity side shot magazine, and the other things I even haven't made videos of, like for example shrouds made by Andrew Huggett, and like double bottle adapters and all kinds of things. But we're going to look at something today that has really caught my attention and I've really enjoyed over the past few weeks since I've got it, and it's actually allowed me to do things that I've never done before, and that is aftermarket parts made by Kraford and Lypt. Now, I first saw these parts at the FX factory a few weeks ago. I was there working on some barrels and stuff like that, and I saw in the display room one of the guns had this back piece over here with a butt pad and a back rest. And I took a look at it and I saw it was extremely well made and I saw potential for it. So I actually emailed Kraford and Lypt and I asked them if I could try out one of these pieces, and they sent me a butt plate and they sent me two different trigger guards slash Picatinny rail extenders slash full probe covers that I really enjoyed looking at. So that's what we're going to look at today. Let's get to it. Now, the first thing I want to mention is that I've got two impacts and I've purposed them for two completely different things. They're both shooting slugs, but the one has a 600mm barrel, and I've set aside this one for walk and stalk shooting, where I'm taking mostly close shots and I need a maneuverable rifle that is lightweight. And the second one I've purposed specifically for long range shooting, and I'm talking like 150 to 200 meters on birds and rodents and stuff like that. So this is a heavier gun, but it's purpose built for long range shooting with a 700mm slug barrel, and with these additional pieces now which have really helped me. So the first thing we're going to look at are the these bottom metal pieces, which are machined to fit or machined to replace the existing parts on the impact. So essentially you'll take out the trigger guard here, and you'll fit these pieces. On this impact, I have the one with the Bipod rail extender, as you can see here. So it comes a lot further forward than a normal Bipod would. So you'll see this is one piece all the way from here all the way to the end. So it's different to the Bipod rail extender that clamps onto your existing Picatinny rail and goes forward. This one is one piece, and it's a little bit more stable than the other one that I showed you before. And what's great about this is that it not only looks good here and is really solid, but you'll see that the full probe here looks like it's missing, but it's actually not missing. It is so well machined that it fits in there. You can't even see the seams, and it's magnetized. So this little piece over here essentially slots in right over here, smooth as butter, and with a magnet clips in, and it looks really good and it feels really good, and it protects your full probe from, or full port from dust and all kinds of things like that. So I really like the design. It's smooth. The anodizing is actually exactly the same as on the impact itself, so you'll never know that it's an aftermarket part. This is the long one. This long one does actually come with another piece that can clamp onto the Picatinny rail on this extender piece and come back, so you can slide your Bipod even further forward or further back and move it around. I didn't see the need for this. I like it just the way it is. So that's this piece. On my shorter impact, which I'm going to use for close range stuff, I've got a piece that basically replaces the existing piece. It looks very much the same length, same everything. As you can see, this Bipod attaches at the same point. So I don't know if you'd say it's really necessary or not, but what I like about it, again, it has that flush piece at the bottom here. So if I want to get it off, I'll push it from here, expose the full probe, and then when I want to put it back, simple case of lining it up and the magnet will push it back into place. At first I was concerned that this might be a little bit loose and might fall out in the field, but the magnet keeps it in there so well that I have not had any issues, and I've kind of tried to make it fall out by shaking the gun around and stuff, and it hasn't. It's been solid, so I'm really happy with that. The second piece we want to look at is this. This is a butt pad that basically replaces the rubber butt pad on your impact. Take the rubber piece out, slot this in, tighten it down, and it gives you a full range of adjustability. So you can loosen Allen keys, you can slide this piece right back to adjust your length of pull. If you want to have your gun further away from your shoulder, you can take the shoulder pad, move it up or down. So if you're shooting prone, you'll maybe want to move it down. If you're shooting standing, you might want to move it up, and you can adjust the hooks on it to fit your shoulder nicely if you want to do field target or something like that. But the biggest thing for me is not the fact that it's adjustable. The biggest thing for me is the fact that it's got this backrest basically attached to it. So you've got a little knob here that you can turn to loosen it. You can move this up or down, and what this does is it allows you to take up space here so that you can get as close to your your natural position off the ground as possible, so that you don't need to pile the sandbags up here if you want to take a shot with your gun high off the ground. This is very important if you've got the bipod rail extended, the long one, because it's going to lift your gun fairly high off the ground, and you're going to need something to give you, keep you high off the ground at the back. And this is awesome. What this means is that I can put the sandbag at the back here. I don't need to carry a big sandbag. I can use a small one, or I can just use my hand. I can set it the height I need it, and it is so solid that I have honestly felt like I can do way more than I used to be able to do. I went out the other day, I shot groups at 100 and 200 meters, and both times the groups that I shot were incredibly tiny. I think in 100 meters I shot something like quarter MOA or less than half MOA, and at 200 meters I shot 0.8 MOA or something at 200 meters. That is absolutely ridiculous, and that's what the setup has allowed me to do. So that's Kraford and Lypt. Awesome, well machined, absolutely solid. You can check out their Instagram page if you want to see some of the other things they've made, and you can message them there if you have any questions. But I'm really impressed that there's third-party manufacturers out there that are making parts that can improve a gun that's already really amazing. And I know for a fact that FX actually approves of people doing this, because it's making their products better. FX are not afraid to admit that there can be improvements made on their own products, and they encourage people like, let's say Donnie FL, for example, who makes these silencers, encourages them to make them with threads for the impact. It improves the gun, it makes it better, it makes people more likely to buy it. And I can tell you now for a fact, these additional parts, side shot magazine, Kraford and Lypt, extra big grips, silencers, shrouds, everything have made this gun much better than it originally was. And it's made it, honestly, probably the ultimate long-range air gun that you can find out there. Absolutely love it. I've never had a setup that has performed this well at extreme distances, so please, for the love of all things holy, don't ask me to hunt with springers. I don't want to do it. I got a gun like this. There's no need for me to do it, please. And there's not really much more I can say about these parts other than that I really like them, and to thank Kraford and Lypt for sending them to me. That's why I'm going to bring this one to an end. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You're going to see plenty of these parts in the future. I think they're going to stay on this gun for the rest of eternity. And maybe I can even find a way to get another one of these butt plates for my other impact, because it would be nice to kind of have consistent feeling on both guns so I can switch between them seamlessly. But thank you so much for watching. Shoot safe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.